From left to right, we have senior Morgan Nelson and first year Maeve Nelson here to take your questions.
Can you go through that seventh inning where you're seeing a lot of pitches and you're fouling them off and you're keeping them in play? What does that mean, I guess, to your how you worked that inning and what you're doing to keep your team to stay alive?
Just trying to stay with every pitch and make every pitch count, and not making any decisions this is my game plan, not making any decisions until I see the ball. Just trying to pass the bat. At that point, you're down 2 runs. A home run isn't going to win the game, so I'm just trying to get on base.
And maybe especially with you fouled off on your foot, I think, and you were walking it off clearly in some pain, but you still got back there and you got the hit. What was going through your mind at that time?
I was thinking each pitch could be the last, so I was really just trying to see each pitch in, see one that, trying to battle off any pitch that was close, and especially after Morgan's at bat, seeing her and how much fight she had in hers, I think it really fed into mine, and we had a good thing going.
What was Watson doing that was making it a little tough for you guys to generate offense and score?
We didn't swing at her misses.
I think we beat ourselves in the batter's box, and we didn't have the aggressive at-bats that we usually have, and I think that we're going to feed off of that into the next games coming up, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens. I think the other team should be scared.
Morgan, you've been in this situation recently, last year, setting this. How do you reset mindset-wise coming back from that, trying to play tonight?
Thankfully, I don't think it will be that much of a reset since our last inning was probably our best inning last game. So, when you can generate enough momentum, it'll just keep carrying on. So for this next game, we know how to do the work. We've been in big games. We've been in big moments. Treat every little moment like it's a big moment. That's what I'm going to do.
Maybe you took one pretty good off the leg in that last at-bat. How much did that affect you?
It didn't. I walked it off, and my team needed me in the moment, so it was more important than how my shin felt.
What are those at-bats? Down 2 runs, having been pretty much handcuffed all game, those really grinding things out. What does that say about the fight of this team? And sort of, if you can go down, you're going to go down fighting.
I think when we put our minds to it, this team is literally unstoppable, and we just need to take that and bring it into the next games coming up, and I don't think there's anyone who can beat us if we play like we did the last 20 pitches.
That's who we are.
Morgan, when you say you didn't swing at her misses, is that more of an issue? You guys trying to outguess her, or just getting beat a couple times? What do you think causes?
Partly guessing, partly being too careful, partly not trusting.
Not trusting.
Your pitch selection, your hands, your legs, your separation, things like that. When I think too technically in the batter's box, I don't see the pitch, which is probably the most important thing. That's what I was just telling myself.
We just need to trust our ability going into these next games, and then that'll be the difference.
Do you think the rain delay had any effect on your rhythm and your momentum when you guys got back out there?
I think if anything, it had a positive effect.
Yeah, we were pretty excited to go back out there. I just don't think we used it as well as we could have.
It's a little too late.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Great, thanks, ladies.
Thanks.
It was a tough loss. I give Louisville a lot of credit, especially Watson. She threw a very tough game, got some key outs early in the game with runners in scoring position, we didn't do enough to win that game today. So hats off to Louisville.
It seemed like the delay could have made things very different upon the return, but it seemed like both with Danielle pitching and with you guys offensively, things sort of stayed the same. So what did you guys do during the delay, and how did that happen?
Thinking about the delay, I thought, I thought both teams did a good job of warming up and getting right back into the game. You just try and stay loose in that moment, make sure you get enough food, and just make sure everybody's ready and focused for the next opportunity ahead of them. It's part of the game. We've been, we've grown up playing this game, so it's definitely part of the game. I would have liked to have seen us start the game a little bit better.
What did Watson do that made it so tough for your team to play?
It's interesting. I mean, she throws hard, right? She throws in the upper 60s, and she primarily threw to one side of the plate. She primarily threw to the third base side of the plate. Changed levels a little bit there, and then also kind of added in a slower speed pitch towards the second half of the game. So when we did make contact, we were just early on it. She was sharp on that side of the plate, and we were just too late making the adjustment.
You guys had 7 runners left to scoring position or left on base in the first 3 innings. Why do you think you guys missed those opportunities early on in the game?
Well, like I just said, I think we didn't make the adjustment. With Watson, she's a hard thrower, right? And her walk numbers have been high all year. So as a hitter, you have to be ready to do some late hard takes with her, and not get stuck kind of in that passive mentality of looking for a walk. That's probably the biggest challenge when you face her, to stay aggressive. And I thought that we were really inconsistent with that approach throughout the game.
Knowing that you have this time period right now where you're going to wait to see the next winner and who your opponent's going to be, what's the attitude right now? What's the key goals that you're going to instill upon the team for the next game?
Morgan and Maeve kind of mentioned it, but how we competed those last few at-bats, that's how you compete this time of year. And again, I thought we had a lot of missed opportunities where we didn't compete like that throughout the game. So our message to them is really simple. Think about the next opportunity you have and win that pitch. And at this stage of the game, when you're sent to the loser's bracket, you can only think one game at a time. So our message right now is, let's get to tomorrow.
What did you see from Danielle? She was pretty sharp on those 2 mistakes.
She was very sharp today. I think they swung at the first pitch in almost every single at-bat. And so she's got to be ready for that. The Roby home run, it was the first pitch of the at-bat. And then the other one, she just kind of left up, so she threw a great game today, with the exception of 2 pitches, but we've got to do a little bit more to support her. She gave us a chance to win that game.
We have time for one more question.
Do you know what your plan is moving forward pitching-wise? Do you have it laid out?
We don't. I think it'll depend on what happens here in this next game. I thought Kenna Wilkie threw very well yesterday, probably the best outing she's had so far this year, so I know she's ready. And Newport and Kaylee will be ready to go as well. So at this point, I think our depth on the mound is really going to serve us well, and I think they're excited to do whatever their team needs them to do.
Great. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.